Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome to my first video as JC's Reviews. Before we get into the video, I do just want to say thank you for all the support you guys showed on my last video, where I announced that I was going to be changing my name from JC's Anime Reviews to JC's Reviews. I was a little nervous posting that video, but the comments I got were all very positive, and I just wanted to say thank you for all the really positive comments on there. But anyways, this video, I am going to be talking about a light novel, just like I said I would in my name change video. I said I wanted to cover more light novels, and the one I'm going to be covering is Volume 2 of Mushoku Tensei. Didn't get it in frame at the right moment, but yeah, we're going to be covering this volume. I talked about the first volume a while back, and that video wasn't so much a review, it was more so me just talking about my first experience with a light novel and comparing it to anime and manga. So it wasn't that much of a review. This is going to be a review of this volume though. I've never done one of these before, so I'm sorry if I seem a little all over the place with this, and I will not be going into the plot details. If you want to know what the plot of Mushoku Tensei is, then I suggest watching the anime. It's a really good anime. Or if you want to go check out the video I made on the anime, in there I go over the plot and talk about why it's just such an amazing anime. So the biggest thing with a light novel that I really like is how much detail it goes into. I mentioned it in my last video, but again in this novel it goes into so much more detail about everything, and I actually liked everything that it covered in the light novel more than in the anime. Now, for people who have only seen the anime, to give you an idea of what this volume covers, it covers from Rudy meeting Eris all the way up to the teleportation incident. Ruijerd is not introduced in this volume. I'm pretty sure he gets introduced in volume 3, so it's just right up until that whole thing happens with the teleporting thing. And most of the points I have written down about this are all just about how much detail it goes into. Like, in this world, there's no weeks, which I found really fascinating. In isekai, that's not something you usually think about. You aren't thinking about how many weeks are in this anime. You're probably thinking about other stuff, like what kind of monsters and creatures are in this anime. You never really think about something as simple as, are there weeks in this world? But in this world, there is no concept of weeks. There's no weekends. So that was really interesting, and Rudy talks to Eris's etiquette teacher about giving Eris a day off. Rudy uses the number 7 because it's a lucky number in that world. Rudy basically invents the concept of weeks, for Eris at least. He says once every 7 days, she'll get a day off. It was just really cool. It's not something you usually think about in an isekai world. Like, you never really think about something as little as that. And I also really like how it switches character perspectives. So in this book, you get to see Glishane's perspective. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name. And you get to see how she thought of Rudy and how she thought of Eris. In this, when she first met Rudy, she thought that he was just some kid and Paul was just talking up his son, like basically saying his son is so amazing, but he's actually not really that great. That's what she thought. But then she sees Rudy use all this magic and fight like these bandits by himself before she ends up showing up. And she starts to grow a lot of respect for him, and it gets to the point where Glishane respects Rudy so much that she wants to call him, like, master. And also it goes over what she thought of Eris when she first met her. When she met Eris, she ended up really liking Eris because she could relate to her, because Eris acting out all the time was exactly how Glishane was. And it was just really cool. They don't do that at all in the anime. And Glishane in the light novel is a much better character. I just really like everything they do with her. It's just really great. I also think I like Eris a bit more in the light novel than in the anime. And I can see why a lot of people on my video for Mushoku Tensei were saying Eris is best girl. Not sure if she is yet, we'll see. But in this, we see a lot more of Eris than in the anime. I also like everything they do with Rudy's birthday celebration. The staff that Rudy gets, they go into detail about how you can tell if a staff is good or not. The size of the crystal determines the strength, and also if it's a colored crystal, it means it's even more expensive. Also, the type of wood that's used with it can change how the magic works with it. So for example, a certain type of wood might work better with water magic, or with fire magic, or whatever magic they use. Also, the whole scene where at the end of his birthday party. There's a scene where Eris and Rudy are alone in a room, and Rudy tries to sleep with her and she slaps him. I know a lot of people hated this scene. I got quite a few comments on my video I made about Mushoku Tensei, how people were very upset that I didn't talk about that scene, because they thought it was just super gross and thought it was kind of messed up that I didn't mention anything. The main reason I didn't mention anything is because I forgot. But I do agree that that scene's pretty gross, because Rudy, in his mind, he's like a 30-year-old man and she's like 12 or something like that. But I think that that's a really great scene, and it is much better in the light novel. As much as it's a messed up scene, that's his character. He is a really messed up dude and did a lot of messed up things, and he really didn't like himself in his previous life. So him still making those mistakes is really great for his character. But in this, after she slaps him and he falls on the floor, he is much more regretful. In the anime, I don't think they really went into this, but Rudy, he falls on the floor and is basically thinking that he's just complete scum and that he has not changed at all since his previous life, and is basically thinking about how awful he is, and he feels so bad about it, which in the anime I don't think they went into that too much. So what I really like about this scene is that it's just great for his character development. He realizes that what he's doing, or what he tried to do, was not okay and was really messed up, and it's great for his character. I think it's great that Rudy is still making the same mistakes he made in his previous life. Just because you get reincarnated doesn't mean all those problems are gone. So, I don't know, it was just really great. I just really love the way they're handling his character, and I like that he's still a scummy person. Just because a character's scummy doesn't mean they can't be a good character. Paul's a great character, but he's a pretty scummy person. So now the last thing I'd like to talk about is the last 2 chapters in this novel. The last 2 chapters show completely new stuff. It shows Roxy going to the village and finding everything gone, and finding Rudy on like the missing names list after the teleportation thing happens. And it was really great seeing Roxy go there, and it describes there's this refugee camp of all the people who came back only to find that all their family was gone, and it's really depressing in this, and it was just really great. I'm sure it will show it in the anime later on, when probably Roxy will end up meeting up with Rudy at some point, and she'll probably explain this to him. Also, there's an extra chapter in this that shows where Glishane went. So in the anime, it hasn't shown what happened to her yet. I won't go into this in any detail because it's spoilers, because it hasn't been shown in the anime. But it basically just shows you what happened to Glishane, where she ended up. I'm sure in the anime you'll probably get to see this. It'll probably show more. And this is just a little bit. It just shows where she ended up and shows what she did like right after ending up there. And the book ending off on those 2 chapters with basically completely new stuff made me extremely invested in the book, and I am very excited to read the next volume. The volume 3 review is probably going to take a while, because volume 3 is the largest volume, at least I have 8 volumes, and out of all of them, volume 3 is the largest. So that's probably gonna take a while. Also, my next video I'm working on, it's an anime-related video, is taking a while. Hopefully that video will be released soon, and it will be a lot more high quality than this. I know this video may not be as high quality as my other ones, but either way, I still hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to see the review for the next novel, as well as that anime video I'm working on, then please subscribe. If you subscribe, you'll be among the first people to see my video. It'll pop up in your subscription feed, or if you hit the bell icon, you'll be notified as soon as it goes live. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time.